Hey, everybody, welcome to Stream of Card Consciousness. Good to be with you. Been away for a little bit. I've just got back from Buffalo. It's good to see my partner, Greg Smith, up there in the Panhandle. How you doing today, Greg?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Friday morning couldn't be better. It's sunny out. It's been raining for a week, but it's crazy weather, but doing great this morning, man. How are you doing?
I'm good. We got the rain. The rain's dropped down from you guys to us. It's been raining for days, but I think the sun's starting to peek out.
Right.
So we are going to have a fun show for everybody today. As usual, we'll lead off with our cards of the week. I'll do mine, and they're not very many because I've been out of town and haven't really been doing much buying of cards. And then we have some packs to open up and then a few other things to talk about today. So my cards of the week, and then also I went to a card show. I'll talk about that a little bit while I show my cards of the week. I went to a card show in Lakeland, Florida. And we'll put some of that video in here for y'all to see. I took some video at the show, but it was mostly all modern, shiny this, shiny that. And what vintage there was, 2, 3, 4 times what any reasonable human being would pay. But I did pick up, this is one of my favorite cards of all time. It's 2018, the Satchel Paige. It's numbered out of 99, 49 on the 99. And I just love that. That just pops. I mean, that I'm really into Satchel Paige. So I got that for $10 and I was just doing backflips. I thought that was great.
That's very cool.
And I've got a couple errands at the show other than that. But I picked this up. And I love it because it's an example of, sometimes you can find bargains because people are just plain ass lazy. So this is actually going to Greg because I can't stand the Dolphins, and I'd rather chew my arm off than have anything Miami in my house. Right, that's okay.
There you go, Booze.
Right, we can agree to disagree as long as it's respectful. We'll find an island like Reagan and Gorbachev, and we'll tear down the wall. So, anytime I get anything Dolphins, I send it to Greg. And, Greg has an equal distaste for the Buffalo Bills. So it's mutually beneficial because he would rather chew his arm off than have any Buffalo Bills in his house. So works well.
But to comment on that for a second, I don't have as much vitriol in my heart for the Bills as I do for maybe like the Patriots or the Jets. Buffalo's got a passionate fan base, man, and you can't. I mean, everybody does, but they were so bad for so long.
Yeah,
they're the Bills.
Yeah, but I'm a great example of that passionate fan base because, as you know, I don't do much of football just because I take no joy in having any, like, oh, am I going to get into it on Joe Namath? I mean, or Joe Montana? No. So, but anyway, just Paul Warfield was like $2 and it was in a bargain bin and it was covered with, I don't know. I mean, it had some yellow substances and brown on it. I don't want to speculate what it could be, but, I put my rubber gloves on and I scrubbed it all and look at that. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful nice. PSA 4, Paul Warfield. So that was one of my favorite cards because I'm going to send that up to Greg. And that'll
be my
example.
81st slab. I have 80 slabs.
That'll you hardly had any like when we started this. So
I know.
I know. I think I kind of tipped you into that. I apologize too. And then this one's interesting. I've been getting some really odd GMA graded cards lately. So this is a GMA 6. Another one of Greg's favorite, Tiny Archibald.
Tiny, yeah.
But there's a problem. He's missing the name, right?
Huh.
So there's no known error card for a missing name, Tiny Archibald, 1977 Topps. And if you tilt it a little bit, you can see where his name was. It's faded out. So how in the heck is that a 6? I don't know. But anyways, it's interesting. Man. Greg likes Tiny. He's going to get that one. That was a couple bucks.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah. I know you like him. And then I got picked this up. It was really cool. It's a modern card. And again, if I buy modern cards, it's just relics and autographs. But we saw the South Korean national team play a couple of years ago in DeLand, Florida against Stetson, I think, in an exhibition game, Stetson University. And I'm not sure how we say his name, Hon-Yi Choi. He was there, but I have them signed on a ball, but I just love that. It's a unique signature because I think it incorporates some of how they write their letters and stuff with his last name. So
Yeah.
anytime I can get like a foreign player with that, that's just really, I think that's just amazing. I love it. So that was
cool.
a couple bucks. So those are my cards of the week. Like I said, nothing too serious other than the page. And, I really like this. That's just more of, collecting the cards. I thought it was cool.
Sure. Yeah, and I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I've been buying quite a bit. Not anything super like outrageous though. So I've got a few. I mean, I bought this a few weeks ago. Gaylord Perry rookie card. It's a 3.
It's nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I've never had that. And I think a lot of people, not a lot of people, but I think some people think that the multiplayer card is his rookie card. And I've seen that in sales a few times where like Gaylord Perry rookie. And I'm like, no, it's a 62. So, just a cool card. And I have I know you have your feelings about Gaylord Perry and how his cards look, but that one's pretty cool.
Well, that one's not bad.
Yeah.
He looks human.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't look like Lurch or
Gaylord was 40 when he was 18.
Right. So I like that card. And then I got this one. It's kind of a random card. It's a Bob Lemon 56. $12. It's a 4. So I mean, those old cards, Bob Lemon, I think was pretty underrated.
He's a Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah. He's a Hall of Famer, manager for a long time.
Yeah.
And then just a couple of random football cards. This guy, Don Strock. I love Don Strock.
Backup.
Yeah, the backup.
Mr. Savior.
Yeah, one of the best backups in the history of football. It seems like 81 against the Chargers.
Yeah.
Came in for Woodley in one of the best games in NFL history. Rookie card of Don Strock. I mean, it's a $1 card, $2 card, but I love it. I remember him from when I was a kid. And this one here I got, Charlie Joyner. I got it for like 50 cents. That's a rookie card of Charlie Joyner, who I think at one point held the career record for receptions.
He did.
Yeah, Art Monk came along and beat him, and now they're all way back. But Charlie Joyner was great. He was part of Air Coryell, and
he signs
really?
TTM too for free.
Okay.
I have 2 cards signed. That's something a little different. Where I do have some cards of players not with the Bills because he coached with the Bills for a long time. He was a wide receiver coach.
Okay.
And, got to hang out and talk with him. He's a really good dude and, carries on to today. There's a Hall of Famer, one of the greats that ever played. And, you send him a couple cards and he'll send them right back to you. And he, puts the Hall of Fame inscription. He doesn't charge. So Charlie Joyner's a great guy.
That's very cool.
I'm glad you had that for card of the week. So I do have some Charlie Joyner cards and, I'm lucky enough, I got a few of them signed. So things like that I'll do if they coached with Buffalo or something like that.
Yeah, and that's great to know because I might actually do that because that's a rookie card.
Yeah, I'll send you his address.
Okay, awesome. And other than that, I mean, I don't have a whole lot else. A lot of just the same old stuff. Been buying a bunch of bulk stuff and just doing that. So those are my cards of the week. I've misplaced the Bobby Doerr auto, which is driving me crazy.
It'll turn up.
It'll show up at some point. So there you go, man. Those are mine. So let's lead into what you have going on, man.
Outstanding. So this is becoming a fast, popular segment of the show where we rip some wax, and maybe there's no gum this week. So I don't. Oh, there is gum. Okay. All right. So we got 91. So I'm gonna put the camera down. I got new sub. We can see here a little better. So we got 91 Topps baseball.
Nice.
We got a Pro Set football, and then something different. My daughter sent me these for my birthday. She's with NASA, working with NASA. She's getting her master's degree in space ops, but she sent me. It's so ironic. I sent her a bunch of cards I got from Bernie Shepard when we first went to the moon in the '69. And on my birthday, she sent me a bunch of these space shot cards. So we're gonna open up some of those just to see what they're like. They're from, I have no idea what year they are, but 25% of the profits goes to the Astronaut Memorial Foundation, yada, yada. So open up a couple space shots. I'm not sure how interested people are in that, but
I'm just curious to see what's actually they're going to show.
Yeah, let's see what they look like. So here we go, space shots. Oh, these are neat. And then another thing too, people, if you are collecting if you collect autographs, a lot of these astronauts sign, and it's historical, and it's pretty neat because that's, think about it. If the Russians had got to the moon before us, it would have been tragic. And space is really the last frontier, and we're going to Mars.
That would have been a giant scandal back then.
Yeah, my daughter's working on that, so trust me, we're going to Mars. So it's just basically astronauts, Thomas Stafford, James Lavelle. I don't really know any of these guys.
You think you'll get a Neil Armstrong rookie?
Yeah, for somebody that we know, I'll show you. Oh, here we go. This guy is a legend. There we go. Pete Conrad. So he's a legendary astronaut, Pete Conrad. Apollo 17. These are neat. Last Earth Ride.
Interesting story, real quick, Mark. My grandma was a nurse out at Port Canaveral for years. Mm-hmm. And she unfortunately had the duty of being at the pad when that one burned up on the pad.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, Gus Grissom and those guys. And she told us some stories about that. That was awful.
But these are the cards I love. And this is, I'll put this in a hole. This might be worth a quarter, but these are actually from 1990. But is that not awesome?
That's the Moon rookie.
Yeah, it's the Moon rookie card with the flag, but it's a Moon rookie card, right? But isn't that awesome? That is the cool. Flag. I love that stuff. I'm a patriot, red, white, and blue, and you've all heard my stance on life. Everybody love everybody, but so that's basically space shots. I'll do that real quick. Oh, that is amazing. Look at that. Apollo 8 launch.
Oh, wow.
So that's cool. So basically, it's a space station, Apollo 15, Irwin salutes the flag. So for me, this guy, 1971. So this guy's still alive. Jim Irwin. I don't know, but that would be great to get autographed, with the flag and the moon and Jim Irwin bouncing around. There's launch. Well, this is a hot pack. This is a hot pack of rocket launches. So those are all.
Those are cool, launches. Man. I like those. I've never seen
them.
Yeah,
I love it.
And growing up and, living in Cocoa Beach for as long as I did. And those, I would be interested in some of those if you could find out where she got them. That sounds
I'll
cool.
say the word on where I know where we can get them from Economy Candy. I'm not afraid of putting that out there now because, they've been selling out and replenishing. So it's not really a secret. Economy Candy. If anybody's interested in getting some oddball wax, that's a good site. And these are where these came from, Economy Candy. Okay. So I got these for $1 a piece. So we're gonna do the Pro Set football. This is 1990. Looks like I don't know who's gonna be. Well, we got a Super Bowl. I'm gonna pull it back here. Eddie Murray, Kevin Butler, Kevin Green, Crystal, Jim Artshaw. Maybe holding like a Barry Sanders or something. Yeah, there's nothing. Okay, so that's all going in the bin. So now we got our Topps baseball 91. So we're looking for Greg's favorite card, the Chipper Jones here, right? 91 would be Chipper.
Heck yeah.
That's about it, right?
Yeah, not Chipper. You got a second here, Frank Thomas.
I got a pile of them. So anyways,
Mark
here's the
Whitten,
gum.
That Mark Whitten card.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the error card. So
wow,
that gum is not going in my mouth this week,
no.
People. I know I've tried the last few weeks, but that just looks like you're asking to die. It's brown. It's disgusting. Yeah. So Mrs. Ford will be happy. That's not going in my pie hole. Okay.
I don't blame you.
No. If it was a little more pink, I would. Okay, so Greg Myers, Trent Marker, Chuck Finley.
Look for those. Look for the All-Star cards with like a paint splotch on them too.
Yeah, the Ayers. Eric Shaw. Kevin Groves. Sam Horn. There's your guy. Sons of Sam Horn.
Nice. I wonder if people. This is a dumb question, but I wonder if people try to send in those game cards anymore.
Yeah, it'd be funny. I'll try that and see what happens. I'll pull that up. So we got a Tim Raines, big deal, and Dana Kicker and Lenny Dykstra are stuck together because that gum just disintegrated. Yeah. So that's wow. Look at Lenny; it's just defiled. So we know some people would sell that card for probably $1.
Right.
All right. So one more 91 Topps. And let's get that Chipper Jones for Greg. No, that gum That gum looks a little better.
It's still white though, or
yeah. It's just I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
I don't blame you.
No, if it was a little more pink, I would. But okay, pull it back here. We're working with new tech here too, so I hope everybody's enjoying the changes. You know, we got better cameras, all that stuff. And also thank you to the 1,200 people that watched our show last week. Holy cow!
Yeah, that was
unexpected. Jack Morris.
Okay.
Carl Everett.
That's a Carl Everett. That's a decent card.
Yeah, that's nice. Again, the Mandela effect. You know how many boxes and 90 and 91 tops I've opened up. I don't recall ever seeing the Carl Everett card, you know. So.
Yeah, that's in the 91. That's a cool card. And he was on the Red Sox for a little while.
I wish he could have just I like that. That's sharp.
I wish he could have just played ball because he was really good. He just couldn't shut up.
Nutcase. All right, so let's get me back up here. And so that was our opening up of the cards this week. We were not nearly as successful as we had been, but we had a lot of fun with the Space Shots cards. Those are really pretty cool. And
absolutely.
I really enjoyed that. That was fun. I'm really fired up to see if I can get some of those signed. So then on to something else that's been going on. And this is when we buy cards, people. You know, especially in the forums that we do. I don't really like getting cards on eBay because of a lot of the fees and all that stuff. So, you know, we're really lucky. We have a great card group, the Fire Sales Vintage, that we, you know, we get a lot of cards from. But this is not from them. Anybody on that site, I've never encountered this. This is from another sale that went on. And it's stirred up a bit of controversy on some of the conditioning. And it's been like a rolling stone for quite a while now here for a few months, these people. But, you know, when we tell people that cards are loved or low grade, you know, you expect some problems. But, you know, I'm not the world's greatest seller, but my God, I don't know, man. Would you ever expect somebody to pay like anything for a card like that? You know, regardless of how, you know, I mean, just look at these. They're like toilet paper. And I got a whole box of these. I mean, granted, I didn't pay a lot of money for them, but it's just, there's nothing you can do with these. There's absolutely nothing that you can do with these cards. And this one takes the cake. There's a tape and crumpled up, and look at that thing. And, you know, just, I don't know, man. I just was at a loss. I know when these came in, I told Greg, I'm like, I can't do anything with these. I can't sell them. I can't. And it's just on and on. A whole, like 100 of these things. And it's like, why I would never sell something like this, because there's no use for it. There's no value for it. So, yeah, just be careful when you buy things. Make sure if there's a lot of cards, try to maybe get more than, you know, generally what they'll do is they'll put the pile up and it's like, you know, when you got them all like this, you know, they don't look so bad.
Yeah, right.
But as soon as I saw the cardboard edges, I opened up the box, I sent you a picture and I said, I'm in trouble because, you know, I can read cardboard from afar. I have a talent. I can pretty much tell you what your cards are when they're in a box like that, just by reading the color of the cardboard. You know, that's how you can get good deals.
It's uncanny.
Yeah, I can tell you, you know, oh, that's 70, that's 72, that's 87, that's 89, that's 91, that's, you know, and Greg's always marvel. It's a weird ability that I have. So when the cardboard, you know, you get the whole box like that, I'll be like, oh, those are 64s. And, you know, it's a weird talent that I have, and it served me well because you can get some deals that way when they don't show a lot of pictures. But as soon as I open a box, I'm like, I'm in trouble.
And I think it speaks to the context, you know, and I'm interested to see what you're going to do with these here on the show today.
Oh, it's happening.
It speaks to the context of what you and I were talking about a little while ago, and it's don't overgrade your own stash, you know. And I think that a lot of, not a lot, but I think that some folks can be a little misleading. You know, they group everything together and they say, well, part of part of the lot's well loved, part of it's great, but I didn't see a single card in there that I wouldn't consider to be just
the garbage. It
yeah,
just really bummed me out.
Yeah, it's garbage, and you don't sell that. I mean, use those as freebies, in my opinion, or don't sell them. But it's been an issue with this particular entity for a little while, like you said, and I've had decent luck compared to everybody else. I hate to say that, but when you show me those pictures, I'm kind of at a loss for words. I don't really know what to say other than don't overestimate the condition of your cards and don't be misleading, because it will turn buyers off. And we basically have decided we're not gonna buy from these people anymore. So, it's a solidarity thing, because like I said, I've had decent luck with them, but I can't sit there and watch my buddies getting just raked over the coals every time.
There's a few of us.
Yeah, there's more than one. So I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just out. And
I'm done.
Yeah, but
anyway, and it's going to hurt them. It's been proven before. We're not giants, but our little group is small, but we are strong and we are loyal.
Right.
So
exactly. So just be careful, everybody.
Terrible. So as a matter of fact, this is what I feel about this, and we discussed this, and this is what's going to happen with these, and I'm going to see if they burn, because they're so washed out. I don't even know if they're going to flame up. But there we go. This is what I feel about these cards. They don't even burn. They don't even friggin' burn. They've been sitting in a basement somewhere, moldy, wet, disgusting garbage. I knew this was going to happen, Greg. They won't even burn. Well, no, now it's flaming. Okay, now we got it. There we go. Sorry, Jimbo Champ, but that's what this is. That's to me. Yeah. So that's in the bin. So that's how I feel about that. So man,
I don't blame
I'm
you.
not naming names, but there you go. So if you watch the show, that's what I think of your cards. So Herb Score, I love you. You got hit in the eye. I feel bad. You would have been one of the all-time greats. I used to listen to him on the radio every night. Out of Cleveland doing the games, and he flames up pretty good too. So he was a flamethrower. So there we go. Flames up, don't even burn. They don't even burn.
Yeah,
that's how horrible they are.
It's a shame, man. And just be careful when you're selling. Don't overpromise. Always overdeliver. Don't overpromise.
I just lit up cards, Craig.
I know you did. I saw it. There's some controversy right there, man. It's a new era. And we're going to be a little more controversial on the show, I think.
Well, I mean, why not? It is what it is. It's garbage. It's pure garbage. We didn't name names. So I'm never going to name names. Just we'll handle our business in other ways, because honestly, it doesn't do any good to complain to them because they don't do anything about it. So,
right.
When you got millions of dollars, it doesn't matter, right? So you can do whatever you want. So,
Well, and I put on a lighter note, and I didn't get an answer from you, so I'm kind of curious. I put a thing on our group page, the Stream of Card Consciousness Facebook page last night about first sets you collected. And I wanted to ask you about what the first cards you remember buying. Like, was it a particular set? I know you don't do sets really necessarily, but what's the first card you remember buying? And give me some memories on that, man.
The first cards I remember buying, and this is a weird situation because I grew up in a bizarre religion where you couldn't have, everything was a false idol, but I wasn't allowed to have baseball cards. And then my dad stepped in, fortunately, and put an end to that shenanigans. So I remember I grew up in Buffalo, not quite South Buffalo, but in these little, like Cleveland was similar. Every little neighborhood, there was a store. Like they would have taken an old 2-story house and turned it into a store. So, like a block away, I lived on Kirkwood Drive in Buffalo, and we walk over at my sister's. I'd get 73, 74. I remember 73 was the first year I remember buying. And they were the cello packs, 1973.
Baseball or football?
Baseball.
Okay.
And then I don't really recollect too much until 78. And I really didn't dig those for whatever reason. Those were the script cards. 79 was when I really started to, 79 was when my dad would take me, because we lived in the middle of nowhere and like 7-8 miles to a store. And there was a store in a town, Arcade, New York. As I grew up in this town called Java Lake, and so dirt roads, all that stuff. So we would chop wood and do chores and all that stuff, and then he'd take me down to the store, and I'd get like, they're like 25 cents or whatever at the time. So I'd get like 10 packs of baseball cards and memorize them, read them, read the backs. And that's what my dad liked the most of it was, he said, you bury your head in the baseball cards. And, then he would ask me about certain players and I could tell him all their stats and all that stuff. And that's how I learned to do a lot of math and that by figuring out earned run averages, batting averages, all that type of stuff. Sure. So, I'd say 70, 78, 79 was the 79 was I really started to remember. I know I'd always had some. And the same with football was that same time. Right. That's how I really started. So my dad started taking me to the games when I was like 4 years old. My earliest memories is at the Rock Pile War Memorial Stadium in Buffalo, where they filmed The Natural, and that's where the Bills played. And this is a great story. I think I've told you. This is my earliest memory is I'm on my dad's shoulder going into the Rock Pile. We go up this ramp, this old concrete monolithic stadium. It's not there anymore. So my dad's got me on one shoulder and he's got a pony keg on the other. And we're with his buddies. I remember the one buddy had one of those big monster, like orange coolers that you could pull like, how many cases of beer in. And you could do that back then. So that was the football was always my jam, baseball in the 70s. But yeah, I remember, so I'm going to say 78, 79 was when I really started buying them, football and baseball cards that I really recall. But I do remember being a little guy and walking to this corner store when we lived in the city and getting cello packs in 1973. But I don't have any recollection of who I got or anything like that. So that's my story. Yeah. How about you?
Just like I said on the thing, the 76 football, I remember getting some and walking. I lived in Tallahassee and there was a store probably a half mile. And I guess back then it wasn't a big thing for a kid to be walking around by themselves. So I'd take my, 25, 30 cents and go get a pack, walk back. And I don't really remember who I got either. And like, kind of like you too, there's like a 3-year gap. I don't really recall a whole lot. And then 79, 80s when I really started getting in big too, man. So it sounds pretty similar. You're a little older than I am.
Yeah, a couple years.
But almost the same. I was too young for 73s and 74s, but 76 and then a couple year gap and then 79s and 80s, like a lot of people, I think.
And we've talked. It's interesting. What I really used to like to get, I think they were by Fleer. They were like the auction cards.
Yeah.
Of the football. Yeah, I love those. And
those are like 81, 82, I think.
And but what was interesting, and I don't know if it was a country thing, it'd be curious to see what other people experience, because when I would go to the deli, it's called the Arcade Deli. So I'm like 8, 9, so you're talking 78, 79. They would still have packs from a couple of years ago. You know? They would have, so I was able to buy like 76, 77 cards in the store in 1978, 1979. So
I think that was a lot more prevalent back then. Just they would keep them on the shelves. If they didn't sell them, I guess they really didn't have like a return program with Topps, so they would just sit there. But I remember that too. You'd see the previous years sometimes.
Yeah, we lived in the middle of nowhere, so it was like, I'm sure Topps didn't really care about what was going on in Arcade.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're having a sale today, huh?
I am. I'm excited. It's been a few weeks. I got some really, really good cards today. It's going to be same deal as I usually do. The 25 cent, 50 cent king, but there's going to be some cards in there. They're like, say what? 25 cents. So I'm just trying to roll some stuff out and, make some space in my box. My PC is getting a little bit carried away because I showed you the box. I think it's like a 200 count box. So I try to keep my PC contained to that box. So when it gets a little tight in there, I got to make some hard decisions,
Right. Well, you should be getting a package from me the next day or two, I would hope.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's
I'm having a sale later too, a couple part sales. So I'm trying not to compete with you, so I'm going to go run some errands and do some things.
No, it's all good. There's plenty to, I'll be the opening act or whatever. It's good. I'll hit the stage and, I'll entertain the crowd for a while. Get them warmed up for you.
All right, man. Well,
all right. It's good to see you. Good to talk with you.
Too.
Again, everybody that's been watching, supporting the show, Can't thank you enough. I don't know what the hell happened last week, but we had a massive week with viewers. It was amazing, and we're going to keep making changes to the show. We do have some guests planned, and trying to make it a little more interesting for y'all. And again, we can't thank y'all enough. And thank you to Richard Kavorka for coming on board with being an admin with our Facebook page, because it's actually growing, and me and Greg need some help with it. So Richard was nice enough to be part of that. So we're grateful to Richard for that. We'll try to get him on the show. I've tried a few times, and he's kind of shy, I think, but we'll get him on here.
Yeah, we'll work on that. Yeah, man. Other than that, let's go have a good weekend, everybody. Let's have a good Friday and enjoy your weekend, and we'll be back sometime next week, and we'll talk about some different stuff.
All right. Thank you again, everybody.
Have a good day, everybody.